We could survive that. We could survive that. We could survive it. Hello and welcome to We Could Survive That, your survival guide to the movies. I'm Jack, and today I'm joined by a man who was once thrown out of Asgard for not smashing his mug. It's Chris.
It was a beautiful mug. It's what my mother wrote me. I didn't want to smash it. It was such a traumatic day.
The Asgardians, they didn't understand, did they?
No, they didn't take too kindly to that.
They smash everything.
I smashed this big altar thing they had as a result, but apparently that was even worse. Something to do with Odin. I wasn't really paying attention.
Was he not happy? Is that the thing that he keeps his eye patches in?
That's the thing. He keeps his eye patch ball things on with his staff, and there's something in there to do with Loki and Thor. It was basically just like a grand not altar / monument to them. So I took a hammer to it.
Did you take Thor's hammer? Did you take Mjolnir?
Don't be ridiculous. What's it called?
Mjolnir.
Neonir?
Mjolnir.
That's not how you say it.
How do you say it then?
Not
Expert
like that.
of pronunciation.
But I can play. It's playing in my head right now from the Thor films, but that's not how you say it.
Play it out loud.
I can't.
You can't.
I don't have the necessary skills to pronounce it.
So
That's definitely not how you say it.
Wow.
Or if it is, I'm horribly mistaken and I apologise.
Okay.
But I'm pretty sure it isn't.
Right. Whatevs, bevs.
Bebs.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah. Today, we are going through Marvel Phase 1 and showing you how to survive it. Yay!
Do you want a quick rundown of what films are included in Phase 1?
Yeah, Phase 1 just includes Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, Iron Man 2, Thor, Captain America, and The Avengers.
And the Avengers. Okay.
Is that good?
Yeah. Sorry, I thought there was more films than that, to be honest. There's only quite...
No, just them ones.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Do you wanna get stuck in then?
Yep. Let's jump. Let's dive right in, as it were.
Dive right in, and we are diving in with Jensen from Iron Man.
So the first film we come across, Iron Man 1, obviously.
Yes, not Iron Man 1, the first Iron Man.
Jensen.
To give it its full title.
Its full title. Is that its really full title? I thought it was. Oh no, I was about to say the first Avenger. That's Captain America.
No, yeah.
Apologies. Anyway, so Jensen, that is the scientist that is not captured with Tony Stark, is already imprisoned in the cave and Tony Stark arrives.
They're both captured,
yeah, they're
but
captured,
not
but
at
not
the same time.
So Jensen's the scientist
we
that
just
is...
said not at the same time, at the same time. Oh, it's so fun.
Oh, it's beautiful. So Jensen is a scientist that is imprisoned with Tony Stark in the cave in... Where are they?
It's Iraq. Yeah.
It's Iraq, yeah. Iraq, forced to rebuild some missiles that Stark was showing off on a demonstration.
Yeah, Jericho missiles. It gets captured by the Ten Rings people. Nasty, evil, terroristy people.
Naughty.
Naughty, yes. Don't
Naughty
play with
people.
missiles.
Don't play with missiles.
No.
and then they're instructed to rebuild one of these missiles.
Yeah.
Or rebuild one, then build some more later, I would assume.
Yeah. Start us off with one, and if we like it, then maybe
we'll
get
see
you to
where we go
build
from there.
Like
if
two.
not, we'll fire you. Or
Well, how are they going to get more missiles?
if
they don't like them, they don't need them, do they?
Yeah, these missiles are poor performance. We don't need these.
Terrible.
So, but first off, Jensen obviously performs a surgery to stop the shrapnel.
Yeah,
going
saves
to
good
Stark's
old
heart.
Robert Downey Jr.
And that's when he puts in the I can't remember what it's
Well,
called.
he puts in... Jensen puts in a magnet, and then Tony goes, "Oh, I'm not having a bloody car magnet or whatever."
Car magnet. It was a magnet powered by a
car battery. Yeah. And he goes, "Oh, I'll stick a arc reactor in me."
That was, I was trying to think of a name. I was like, Arc. I was like, shit, what's the second
Arc
word?
of the Covenant.
I was like, Arc Wing? I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
Arc Wing?
An Arc Wing. It's because I was watching a Star Wars trailer earlier. Oh, I mentioned it. Yay.
Where's Arc Wing in the Star Wars trailer?
No, because they have...
What's that Arc Wing?
Well, they have X-Wings and Y-Wings, don't they?
Oh, you're thinking...
Yeah, it was a crossover between Star Wars and the Ark.
If I had Tony Stark's billions of pounds, I would build
an X-Wing.
An X-Wing.
Yeah, definitely.
No, I think I'd build a TIE fighter. They look a bit sleeker than...
Yeah, but they always seem to get blown up by the X-Wings.
Yeah, but I'd
Stop supporting the Empire.
Why? They make such good stuff.
We're drifting to Star Wars. We'll cover Star Wars later this year when...
We will never cover
Episode
Star
7.
Wars.
When Episode 7's released
in December... We
in
could
December...
never survive Star Wars. We'd be
really?
killed instantly.
Really? Watch me.
We are stormtroopers. We can't shoot anything. That's where our skill set ends.
So back to
Jensen in the
issue.
cave.
Oh.
So he straps Tony Stark into the Iron Man suit and then goes, "Oh no, you've not got enough time to install Windows 8 or whatever the computer's doing." So he runs off with a machine gun shooting down the cave.
That's it, doing it manual. And then Jensen decides to stay behind, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, Jensen runs off to stall the terrorists.
Oh, right. Then
he gets
while Stark powers up the suit.
Yeah, he gets shot before Stark gets there, and
Now,
is
that version of the suit powered by the arc reactor?
yeah,
It is.
not the car
Right.
battery.
It would make it a bit harder then for Jensen to steal the suit, wouldn't it? And
Yeah,
because
rip out Tony Stark's heart,
yeah, because that's how we would
throw
have
him to the ground, and jump in,
Is that how you would survive that as Jensen?
killing Tony Stark, and then running
Ripping
him
up the
Would-
arc reactor
Yeah,
out of
rip
his chest.
rip the arc reactor out and throw him out of the suit. But would Jensen know how to operate the suit?
He built it with Stark, so surely I would assume so. I would assume so.
Jensen's more medical, and Stark's techie guy.
So you're saying there's no way Jensen could have survived that?
Well, Jensen could. He could have just hidden behind Tony Stark. You know, when the suit's
yeah, but I
powering
think-
up, he could have hidden. He could have taken the machine gun that the guards left when the door got blown up, the booby trap that Stark sent. Could have taken the gun, hid behind Tony Stark in the suit, and when the guards came in to have a little look, I'd just hide behind Tony. They'd see Tony pop out from behind him and go, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!"
Yippee-ki-yay.
Die Hard style.
Nice.
John McClane, and then I'd shoot them, hopefully hitting them and incapacitating them enough, giving Tony enough time to unleash the flamethrowers on the Mark 1 Iron Man suit.
That's okay.
Oh, just okay. What does it lack?
No.
Ninja flips and whatever
If I
crazy
was
shenanigans
Jensen-
you have.
If I was Jensen, I would have, being all medical, would have convinced Tony Stark, or he would have built the suit like always, but rather than building it into a suit for him to get into, I would have built it into some sort of cybernetic implants that I then implant onto myself. So I'll chop off my arms and just put them
So you'd
robotic
build
arms
something
on
more
instead.
advanced.
More advanced, far more advanced, and then something that's got shields as well, big ass plasma shields.
Oh,
or
big
force
ass
fields,
plasma
or
shield.
force fields, something around it.
They are always laying about in
Or-
Iraq.
I would have knocked Stark out, and I would have taken a knife. I'd have removed the arc reactor with my medical skills.
So you just done what I would have done,
yes,
but with a knife.
But with a
Instead
knife.
of doing it with your bare hands.
Yeah, because this is a
You
serious medical
coward.
procedure.
Not doing it like a man.
Oh, actually, you know what I would do? I would kill Stark. Right.
How does this...
Hang on. I would kill Stark and put his dead body inside the suit, so the arc reactor would power it. The arc reactor would power the suit up,
But he wouldn't move.
but I have a remote control for the suit.
Oh, naturally.
Of course.
Naturally.
Who the hell wouldn't build a
So it's
I've got a
Weekend
remote
at-
control?
Weekend at Bernie's with a dead Tony Stark instead of a dead old man in sunglasses.
Don't know, I've never seen Weekend at Bernie's.
It's quite funny.
Oh, we should watch it at some point.
Yes. But not at this point.
Not at this point.
Not
So
at
I would
this
do
point.
that, and then I would use the machine to blast my way out of there.
Yeah.
Send it up in the sky to distract all the terrorists. Probably dive bomb it into something to blow it up. I would then make my escape.
Doesn't
on
that
foot.
make you a terrorist then? You're
No.
terrorising
No,
the
because
terrorists.
I'm not blowing them up to inspire terror. I'm not blowing them up to inspire terror. I'm just blowing them up
To inspire
for survival,
inspire love and freedom.
love and freedom.
Love and freedom.
And then I would, that's what I'd do.
Mine's better.
No, because I survive. Yours
So
is
do
piss
I.
poor. No, you die.
I hide behind Tony Stark.
Yeah, but
and
when he's
we
walking
make
through-
it out together.
When he's walking through the like the corridors, though, isn't there some that get behind him and shoot him from behind?
Yeah, I would not allow that to happen.
Exactly. So you'd be behind. What? No, because
would
you'd be
shoot
behind him
them.
and get shot. Whereas with me, I'd stay back in the room and clear it out because I've got a camera in the suit so I can see what's happening. Then I'd clear everything out, and then once I've done that, then I'd make my way out.
What would you do? Because on the outside of the cave, there's a lot of fire because it blows everything up. How would you get past that? Because Tony just shoots out. You would have shot
At
a
that
dead
point,
Tony Stark into space.
I changed my mind at that point. I would have
You
got.
changed
I
your
would have got
mind.
there. I would have got there. I then would have jumped into the back of the suit, activated the jets. Up we go. Except
Hi
mine
ho,
wouldn't.
Silver,
Mine wouldn't have
away.
been mine wouldn't have exploded in the sky and I wouldn't have fallen down. I would have landed it perfectly, got out,
Yeah.
pulled Stark out of the suit, then ripped out the arc reactor, put it into the suit to power it up, climb back into the suit, and I'd go off to freedom.
The suit was in bits.
And yes, but I'd
But
land it.
you'd use more spanners.
I've landed it
and
properly
nuts and
though.
bolts.
But I didn't. I'd landed it properly, and then there'd be no Avengers. I'd go back to my wife and kids and be like, "Yippee-ki-yay, motherfuckers!" And that is the end of Iron Man.
That's the end of Iron Man.
But I'm not called Iron Man.
Jensen Man.
I am Jensen Man,
You are
or the Iron Jensen.
the man formerly known as Iron Man.
Formerly known as Iron Man.
Or the
That's what
Iron
I would do.
Necromancer, because you use a reanimate a dead body. That's what you are in this
I am
situation.
the Iron Necromancer.
Fear me.
So there you go. That's how I would survive it.
You'd be a supervillain, the Iron Necromancer.
Yes, I would.
You
I'd be the one the Avengers fight.
You would be in so much trouble. Black Widow and Hawkeye would hunt you down. He did what to Tony Stark's body?
Sony Stark.
Sony Stark. That's
Sony Stark.
If Marvel had sold Tony Iron Man to Sony, they would have renamed it Sony Stark.
Sony Stark. Or Tony Sony.
Tony Sony Stark. Yeah. Oh no. Hawkeye and Black Widow would have been like, he did what to Tony Stark?
They wouldn't.
We have to deal with it.
No, they wouldn't. They would not have given two shits.
They would have done a little bit.
No, Shield would not have cared at all.
Nick Fury would have cared.
No, he wouldn't.
Whose end credit scene would he have popped up
But
in?
he was
then?
only interested in Stark because of the Iron Man suit.
And then he would have been interested in Jensen for the Iron Necromancer suit.
Yes,
Nick
but
Fury would do so much good with I say good,
with an Iron
shady
Necromancer
politic,
suit.
with an army of suits that bring the dead back to life.
Yeah, but my suit doesn't bring the dead back to life.
I
just use the dead to power the suit, assuming they've got an arc reactor, but I would convert it so the suit can run off dead people. Bit like the Doctor Who episode.
with the
The Cybermen
Cyberman.
taking over their dead bodies, or going around the bones of the dead bodies and then bringing them back up. That's what my suits would do.
Yeah, the MCU would have been a lot different if Jensen.
Rather than fighting Loki in Loki, fuck's sake, rather than
Loki.
fighting Loki in the Avengers, they would have been fighting the Iron Necromancer. For everyone they defeat, I will. I don't know, but for everybody else that dies, I get a new person comes back. So like when I hit one of those buildings,
Thor, you do what to dead bodies? You creepy son of a bitch.
you love it really. 'Cause you know in Avengers how they get they hit one of the buildings and half of it collapses. That must have killed so many people. All of them would have came back in my army.
Would you have one of those wormy things then from the Tesseract army? Not the
No.
Tesseract,
It's
the
not Tesseract army.
Chitauri army. Chitauri army.
Chitauri army. But no, I wouldn't.
No. Well,
No.
then you couldn't collapse a building. Don't be silly.
Oh, please. With my massive suits all full of dead people.
Oh, were they massive
They could
now?
easily destroy. Of course!
Oh, of course.
Why
they're
would I
massive.
keep them small? They're like 3 times the size what the Iron Man Mark 1 suit is.
3 times the size?
They require at least 3 dead people to power it.
Oh, dear.
And I'm all doing this from remote controls in my room. Sit in my room, I've got a big TV with a PlayStation controller and a bottle of not Iron Brew, and a bottle of what am I taking over?
Lucozade?
Taking over the world drink. Honey
Champagne.
Jack Daniels and Coke.
Oh, a celebration drink.
Yes, is what I drink.
Whiskey. Oh, dear.
So there we go. So not only would I survive it, I would completely rewrite the Marvel Cinematic
Marvel
Universe.
Oh, well,
Your move.
it's a good thing Jensen died. He would have been a terrible.
He would have been the
influence.
greatest villain ever.
He would have been, even a greater villain than Obadiah Stane.
What a weird name.
Obadiah.
Obadiah.
Yeah.
Stain? Is it Stain?
Stain. Yeah.
As in, I've stain in my shirt.
My tie is stained with red wine.
Obadiah. Obadiah.
Are you
Baldy.
done? Baldy Staines.
Baldy Stains.
Is that his nickname?
Baldy Stains.
Baldy Staines. Yeah.
Right,
Baldy Staines gets in a big fight with Iron Man at the end of the film. And he dies because the arc reactor in Stark Industries blows up in his face because Pepper does some techie voodoo with it. But Tony survives that, and Obadiah Stane doesn't.
They both get hit by it, don't they?
Yeah.
Is it because Tony had his own arc reactor?
I don't know what it is. It's never really explained because I reckon Obadiah Staines could have survived because his suit's big and it was relatively intact when.
But is it made of the same?
start.
Was it made of the same metal as Tony's?
Yeah, pretty much.
What was the
the
name of
metal wouldn't have.
What was the name of his suit? Was it
War Machine? No, well, Warmonger
Warmonger Mark
or
1?
Bob.
Bob?
Bob.
What?
You wanted the name of it. It could have been called Bob. Obadiah could have been like
I didn't know
in
if
the
it-
basement going, "Oh, Bob, you're my greatest creation."
I
And
didn't
then
know-
like the tech guys coming. Yeah, you called me? Not you, Bob. This
Yeah.
Bob, Metal Bob.
Obadiah, what? Obadiah? Why are you naked? You seem to have greased the suit up as well. Get out! Get out now!
You're fired. You just
But,
tell anyone you're
I
fired.
didn't know if it would be called the or it was Iron Man Mark 3 or something, or the Mark
no,
3 suit.
like Ironmonger. War. Ah,
What is it
I
called?
don't. can't.
Is it Warmonger?
Warmonger.
Ironmonger? No,
Ironmonger.
you sure not just thinking of a war
It's something
machine?
Mongerer.
Something Mongerer.
Mongerer.
Really?
Yes.
I think you're bullshitting me. I think it's called Bob.
Don't make
I
me
think it's
get
called
my
Bob.
Marvel Encyclopedia out.
Get your Marvel
I
Encyclopedia
will do.
out.
I will
I'm
go.
calling you out. I'm calling
I'll
you
go
out on the podcast. I'm
full-
putting you on blast and calling you out.
I'll go full nerd on you. But no, he's Mongerer. He's a Mongerer of some sort.
So they're fighting.
The thing blows up.
Stark's suit is quite damaged at this point, isn't it?
Yeah, his head is exposed. But point I'm trying to get at is that Staines could have just closed his faceplate or whatever and just covered him up and been in his nice little iron shell and being safe and secure, and then could have just kicked the shit out of Tony after.
Yeah, no, see, I just think his suit just wasn't as advanced as Stark's.
It was huge. It had a
Yeah.
machine gun.
Yes, exactly, but I don't think it was the same metal as what Stark used. I don't think it was nowhere near as advanced as what Stark was using.
He made some
His was
improvements.
His was more like an improved Mark 1 suit.
But
Or
it's
should I say the
bigger.
Iron Necromancer suit?
A lesser version of the Iron Necromancer
Naturally.
suit, obviously.
Yeah,
In
so
a fight, who would win? Obadiah Staines or the Iron Necromancer?
Iron Necromancer, because as soon as he blew the suit up, there'd be another 5 suits appearing full of dead bodies to take him on.
The Iron Necromancer's creepy.
Thank you.
Right.
I'm proud of that
So-
creation.
How would you survive as Staines then?
I probably wouldn't have had a big fight with Tony Stark in the first place.
You would have had a
I mean,
little fight
he just
with
wanted
him.
to take over the company, didn't he?
Who, Staines?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does sort of go full crazy for no reason.
Yeah. Was there a bigger motive, or was it just he wanted the company for himself?
He wanted the company for himself because the terrorists were hired by Staines, who kidnapped him. So,
See, this would be
Yeah.
a lot more simpler. All he had to do was he just had to poison Stark or something. He was probably, if anything happened to Stark, there was no heir to it, so no kids or anything.
yeah.
He was
That
probably
we know
that we know
of.
of.
Tony was a player, so he's
He
probably
was,
got
yeah,
a few illegitimate heirs somewhere.
So he was probably in line to take control of the company.
Yeah. Or he could have done the sensible thing and just quietly saved his money and bought Tony out of the shares, rather than trying to kill him.
What a great Iron Man film that
That would
be.
have been
The Iron
brilliant.
Necromancer happens in the beginning and it disappears, and the rest of it is just staying
Yeah.
over the years, saving up his money to buy Stark out.
One day, I will
I have enough. And then when he does, he's on his deathbed because it's taken so long to get enough money.
sell the shares. Sell them all.
Oh, so would it be Iron Man? It would be the Iron Stock Market.
The
or
Iron
something.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah, oh god, how boring.
That would have been a brilliant film.
The only decent thing would be the Iron Necromancer.
Oh, big yawn.
Oh.
You're still sleepy from last week.
Apologies.
Diddums. That's the end of Iron Man then.
Hang on, how would you survive it?
I've told you I'd bring the faceplate down.
Oh, please, I think there's a bit more needed than that.
No, that would do it.
Stark had his faceplate
No, he
off,
didn't.
didn't he?
Yeah,
did he?
and he survived. But
There you go.
yeah, I would have survived. I definitely would have survived by that. Right. Anyway. Next, the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton.
Edward
in it.
Norton, who
Yes.
didn't stay on to play the Hulk. He was meant to stay on and play the Hulk in the Avengers and
Yeah,
the.
I didn't
next
mind
films.
him. Mark Ruffalo's good.
Yeah, I
but
prefer Mark
don't,
Ruffalo.
I don't mind.
Norton was all right.
Yeah, he wasn't the worst Hulk.
He wasn't the worst Hulk, no.
The worst Hulk was definitely you.
Me?
Yeah, you played him in the
No.
80s, didn't you?
Naturally, yeah. Well, Of course I
You
did.
played him in the 80s.
I still play him now. I still go outside and paint myself green.
That's a fact, ladies
I
and
chase after. I've been
gentlemen.
arrested so many times this week.
Trying to flip cars.
Because I've got the more traditional view that when the Hulk changes, really, if all his clothes rips off, why is it always the trousers? Always the trousers.
So you
expand.
You make
So
it realistic and
I
rip the
strip down.
trousers
I go
off.
naked.
That's just called streaking.
That's why I've been arrested
that's not
so many
superpower.
times. And I paint everywhere. I'm very dedicated to the character. Everywhere.
Okay. Moving aside from Chris's creepiness, Blonsky. Could he take a kick from the Hulk?
He was.
There's a scene where he gets kicked in the face after going one-on-one with the Hulk in his non-abominations form. He does quite well one-on-one, mano a mano.
He was jacked up at this point, wasn't he?
Yeah, he had.
It wasn't the same serum that Captain America has.
It was or a lesser version of it. Something.
Well, wasn't originally the gamma radiation meant to be an experiment copying?
Yeah, trying to get.
Recreate the serum from Captain America, or
Yeah.
recreate the effects, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I can't remember what they gave him.
Would you like the exact chemical formula? Would you like me to
if
write
you could,
it down?
that would make it so much
Okay.
easier.
Right, give me a pen.
It wasn't the super soldier serum.
It was
It
it was
wasn't
something
gamma
trying to
radiation.
be.
It was something trying to be that, but it wasn't exactly the same.
So whatever it was must have helped him take a kick. Which brings me to my next question: could Captain America take a kick from the Hulk?
Yes.
And would he be in hospital as long as Blonsky was?
No.
How long?
Blonsky had a lesser version of whatever Captain America had, yeah?
Yeah.
So if Blonsky could take the kick, yes, he looked like shit afterwards in the hospital, but
he
he
was
survived.
not happy.
he survived. Did they inject him again when he was in hospital?
Yeah, he said, "Oh, I'd like some more."
And that's how he healed up
Steroids.
faster, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I reckon Captain America could take a hit from it.
Take it just the one hit, mind.
Yeah. I mean, Thor took a hit from him, hasn't he?
Well, Thor's a god.
Yeah, but Thor got cracked right around the head, didn't he? Right in Avengers. So, but I reckon Captain America could take a hit, yeah.
Okay. After that,
I know. Are we talking about why Blonsky survived or couldn't survive, or?
yeah,
whether he should survive?
I was just interested
thought
to
you had a bit
hear your opinion.
Did
on
you not have
that.
a bit of a rant built up for that?
No.
Oh?
It was just a question I
okay.
wanted to throw out there into the world.
Into the world, fair enough.
Well, it's out there now.
It's on there now, all right.
Answer me or don't answer me. Well, you
Nobody-
answered me. So
Nobody
that's
will
fine.
answer you.
That's fine. You answered. After that, Bruce falling out of the plane to go and take on the abomination. He does that so he can Hulk
That's
up.
it, yeah. Changes into the Hulk just before he hits the
Yeah.
ground.
But the whole point of him, the whole build up to that is him going to Dr. Blue, his code name.
Yeah.
I don't know the name of the actual doctor.
Oh, it doesn't give his name, does he?
It does. His code name's Dr. Blue. I think he was meant to be the leader or something. But anyway,
The leader. What?
leader. The leader's the whole bad guy. He's got a big head. He's green and has a twiddly mustache.
Right, I didn't know that.
Right.
I didn't know he was meant to be that character, but.
But anyway, the whole thing was that is to cure Bruce of the Hulk. So when he jumped out of the plane, he wasn't sure if he was going to change or not. So either Dr. Blue is a terrible scientist,
Yeah.
or you just can't kill the Hulk.
You just can't kill the Hulk, baby.
But it's a good thing he is a terrible scientist. Otherwise, they would have killed the Hulk,
Yes. Oh, cured. I think
And
he
he
said
would've-
killed.
and Bruce would have died. So
Yeah. Well, I think.
thank God for bad science.
When they're doing it, he starts changing, doesn't he? And then he sort of they keep
Yeah.
going, and he stops changing. and
Well, they do
reverts back.
say they weren't sure if that just stopped that
change,
hulking out or
whether it's
all the
permanent.
hulking out.
So obviously they got it wrong, didn't they?
Yeah.
Can you imagine if he jumps out of the plane, didn't change, just the abomination's there, and Bruce Banner just falls and splat, just hits the ground.
Yeah.
Brains explodes everywhere.
Abomination's just
Bob's
like,
what the fuck?
whoa,
God.
what happened? I wanted him to change so I could fight someone. Well, now I've got no one to fight.
Oh, this is boring, isn't it?
Then Thor comes down. Whateth is going on here? And he's like, oh
It's not
yeah,
how Thor talks.
dude with a hammer, let's fight him. Abomination
please.
versus Thor.
Thor would annihilate him.
Well, Abomination's about the same strength level as Hulk.
And Hulk beats him.
Almost took out Thor. So
Really?
what's going on there?
Really?
Yeah. Who would win that?
What, Thor?
Thor.
All he's got to do is
Are
knock the
you
bomb.
sure?
If he knocked the abomination...
This is before Thor the film, so he's still all cocky and arrogant and will run in. Go, ooh, a Midgard troll. Let us hammereth him into the
Yeah, exactly.
Macathra.
He would have smashed the crap out of him, especially knock him on his back and just drop the hammer on his chest. He wouldn't be able to get up.
You don't think his overconfidence in his magical hammer and his superior strength and cunning over... No, yeah, he would have won.
Yeah, exactly. You just listed all the reasons why he would win.
Overconfidence when you're right to be confident isn't really a downfall.
No, there we go. So I think Thor would annihilate him. But anyway, yeah, so obviously Dr. Blue messed up his procedure, so it only stopped that one hulking out instance.
Yeah.
But I think see, they keep changing it. Originally, or most people associate it as when he gets angry, he changes. But it's increased heart rate that causes the change, which is why like he can't have sex or anything.
Can't get his funk on.
Well, because remember, he starts, he doesn't he? And then his heart rate increases. That's what it is. It's not necessarily anger.
Yeah.
So obviously, when he was falling out the plane, imagine even if he fell out the plane, he wasn't scared of heights or anything, so it wasn't worrying him falling towards the ground. Heart rate
just a pleasant skydive.
Pleasant skydive. Heart rate doesn't increase. It hits the ground and just explodes everywhere. It's a brutal fashion. So obviously, I just would have survived by turning to the Hulk, like he did in the film. I probably wouldn't have gone for the procedure in the first place. I would just learn to control my heart rate better.
What?
God banner.
Because you're a yoga master.
Bitch, I could be a meditative yoga master.
No, you're way too angry.
I'm not angry.
You fuck calling me angry.
Says the guy
calling me angry.
Says the guy who's threatening to headbutt me.
So, Hulk is survivable.
Hulk is very survivable as Bruce Banner. If that's who was surviving
Hulk
as
is
Bruce
very
Banner.
Yeah. Moving on, Iron Man 2.
Yep.
Best Iron Man film ever.
Worst Iron Man film ever.
With our
Probably
rating
one of
system,
the worst Marvel films.
With our rating system, watch it or don't watch it.
Don't watch it.
But then you won't be able to...
It doesn't contribute to the story. You don't need to watch it.
Basically an advert, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a standalone piece. It doesn't help with anything.
Yeah.
It's just one guy with whips getting angry and trying to whip him.
And failing.
With other suits coming out.
He's no Indiana Jones, is Whiplash.
No.
He's not great with whip.
He programs the other suits, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There's basically, from the looks of the trailers, that's what Ultron's going to do in Age of Ultron.
Program the suits.
So
Ultron is a better version of Whiplash?
A much better version.
A whipless Whiplash?
Yes.
Avengers 2, Age of Whipless Whiplash?
That's
a better
Age
title.
of Whiplash.
Age of Whip.
No,
but he's whipless.
It just shows Tony Stark in a car getting hit from behind and getting whiplash and going through the painful procedure of doing an insurance claim.
Ooh,
I know from experience that's a bloody ball ache.
A ball ache.
It is.
Oh. Speaking of cars, in Iron Man 2, Whiplash gets hit by a car several times.
When does this happen?
They are on the Monaco racetrack. Whiplash appears, starts wrecking shit up, smashes up Tony Stark's car, and Happy and Pepper Potts arrive just in time to deliver Iron Man his Iron Man suit, but they got to buy him some time to get it on, so Happy repeatedly drives into Whiplash, a normal man.
Yeah, how did he survive that?
As a normal man, could you survive being hit by a car and squished against a car on a wall?
Yes.
Like 3 times?
Yes.
It's in the crotch region, so you'd...
Yes, that's why I would survive. I always keep better plating down there.
Your crotch and your hips are
would be crushed.
You'd never be able to do the samba again.
But surely, why didn't he just use his whips on the car?
He does eventually, but because he keeps getting bashed, he's not got enough time to raise his arm.
Move out of the bloody way of the car!
He's squished!
Crying out loud. Move out of the way.
Surely he could have made a better weapon than some whips.
Yes, exactly.
Like
a projectile, perhaps.
Like
something
a gun.
He could do at
like
distance.
A gun. Like a sniper.
Do you know what he could have done? Yeah, it's a normal sniper and just shot Stark in the head when he's going to try. I can't remember why he wants to go after Stark.
Because his dad did something that was against his dad, and then something, and he was in Russia, and then there was some snow.
I wasn't paying attention to that film.
Yeah.
No, I can't remember.
You
It was Marvel should erase Iron Man 2.
do you reckon that Iron Man should go back in time and do an X-Men Days of Future
Yes,
Past
and let's
just
cancel
on
out,
Iron Man 2?
Yeah, cancel out the events of Iron Man 2. They don't contribute anything else to the Marvel Universe, do they?
They introduce
War
Black
Machine.
Widow and War Machine, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's
well,
about it.
That's about it. Black Widow could have been easily introduced alongside Hawkeye and Thor.
Yeah. Well, I think Hawkeye and Black Widow could have got their own standalone film.
You know, they mention in Avengers, I think it's Avengers, they mention Budapest, don't they, several times?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ben said he saw a poster, a fan-made poster that had Hawkeye and Black Widow on it.
Oh, right.
And it was called Budapest.
Yeah.
And that'd be a pretty good film, I reckon.
Budapest.
Just a film just with them two in. Just showing them before, like, the Avengers and stuff.
Just Budapest.
Just
The
Budapest.
Grand Budapest Hotel.
The Grand Budapest Hotel.
With Hawkeye and
Black
in it.
Widow.
Yeah.
Yes,
That'd
that'd
be
be
cool.
brilliant.
We'll do that one. So,
Anyway,
Whiplash
sorry.
couldn't have survived being hit by a car.
Well,
You're convinced.
this is how I survive. Don't get hit by a car in the first place. Once it hit you, don't let it pin you up against the wall. Do something better than getting little crappy whips out.
And have a sniper.
Bloody hell, Whiplash. And get a better name.
Okay, you're a villain with a whip-based arsenal.
Iron Necromancer. That's all I'm saying.
You're now Whiplash. What's your name?
My name... So, I'm Whiplash, but I'm going to think of a different name.
Yes.
Alright, hang on.
This could take a while.
Do I have to have the whips?
Yes. You're a villain with whip gimmicks.
Okay.
Can you think of a
Well,
name?
yes, I can think of a name.
We'll say it.
Whirlwind.
No, that's taken by a guy that can become whirlwinds.
Fuck.
Oh,
I would be
stuck
called-
with the Whiplash.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Shitty
No, I'm not. I'd be
name.
called Skipping Rope. I'd be called Skipper. Because I skip over the ropes. I like to skip with my whips.
That's.
And then I whip them.
I'd rather be Whiplash.
Bitch.
I really would.
Why?
Than skipping rope, man.
So bad.
At the end of Iron Man 2, Whiplash, ashamed with his name,
You've not said
explodes
how you would
himself.
say. You've not said how you would avoid getting hit by cars and stuff, etc. as Whiplash.
I wouldn't be hit by a car.
Yeah, but how? What would you do?
I would not be.
specifically?
I wouldn't stand in the road.
Thank you.
It's very silly.
He's an idiot for.
So he explodes himself.
He explodes himself, does he?
Yes.
I told you it's been so long since I watched Iron Man 2. Thankfully, I can't remember what was happening in it. Why does he explode himself? Can you elaborate?
He gets into a fight with War Machine and Tony Stark, and they do the weird beamy thingy hitting each other, and then it explodes in his face, and he blows himself up.
So why doesn't it explode in Stark's face?
No,
Or War Machine's
because
face.
Whiplash has got them on either ends of his whip.
Oh yeah, I
So
remember.
they're
I
far
remember
enough
now. Yeah,
apart and it meets in the middle.
I remember. Right. I wouldn't have taken them both on at the same time.
They were in
And
the same place. What would you have done?
Well, I
You
would have pulled
can't
up my.
sniper your way out of this.
I would have dropped my whips and pulled out my actual weapon, which would have been a sword.
You're in a suit.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Whiplash, you suck!
So you just would have pulled out a normal sword.
Sword.
You
That's
would have gone out of
supercharged.
your suit and pulled out a sword.
Yes.
And then you would have been shot instantly.
No, I wouldn't, because I have training from Wolverine.
So you would have been shot instantly, and because Wolverine stupidly wouldn't go, "You're shot, everyone can heal." Like, oh, brilliant, thanks, Wolverine.
Oi, leave Wolverine alone.
No, he's not in the universe, and take the piss out of him.
We should do an X-Men
We will do.
an episode on the X-Men.
Every film you say we will do.
Really?
Electric Boogaloo, we'll do that.
Elektra, Daredevil.
We'll do all of them. We'll do Midnight Fun Time in Thailand. We'll do that.
What?
We'll do The Curious Case of Benjamin Button.
I've never seen that.
We'll do Saving Mr. Banks.
Oh, you know what
We'll
we can do?
Finding Nemo.
I Am Legend.
There's one guy.
Yes, but I can talk about how I would survive as
It's
the
one guy and
infected
one
people as well.
Don't get shot by Will Smith.
Precisely. Moving on. Next film.
Oh, review of I Am Legend. Don't watch.
No, watch.
Read the book.
I Am Legend's well good.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Would you like me to headbutt you?
See, this is what I mean. Do you everyone heard that? He keeps
no
threatening
one
to
heard
headbutt
that.
me.
If you
Yes.
write in to complain
I
about
Am
me
Legend.
threatening to headbutt people, I will headbutt you.
I Am Legend is a brilliant film. I
We're not
thoroughly
talking
enjoyed
about
that.
it. Next one. Thor film.
Hang on, you've not spoken about how you would survive as Whiplash in the end.
I've
Stop
said...
dropping these things on me.
Fuck me, Chris. I would survive as Whiplash in the final fight. Simply by making the whips stronger so they can cut through Iron Man's suit of armour. Because he can cut through the car doors and everything, and the F1 cars. So why not just turn up the power a little bit and chop his head off? Or whip his head off?
I've got a hole in my shoe.
That's tremendous.
But yes, I agree with you on that one.
Of course you
He
do,
definitely-
because I
yeah.
am right. Moving on, Thor. The Not
Thor.
Dark World.
No, not that world. I thought this was an alright film. Not enough people like this Thor though.
It's alright. Some of the camera angles were a bit wonky.
I wasn't really
I know-
paying
I know.
attention to that, to be honest.
You weren't paying attention.
No, not
I
to
had
the
to keep
camera
craning
angles.
my neck to see.
Oh, for goodness sake.
But I'm just picky. I like my films to be square on and fit.
Whoop-dee bloody do.
I don't like to have to angle my TV to watch them.
Oh, for goodness sake. Right, go on then.
Only one on this one. Frost Giant. Loki's proper real life dad.
The leader of the Frost Giants.
Is tricked into trying to kill Odin so Loki can kill him. Complicated plan?
Yep, kills him and to save Odin to make him look like the big saviour.
Yeah.
There's other Frost Giants that die though.
Yeah. But who cares about them? They're not
Alright.
the father of Loki.
Do you know what I would have done? Does the Frost Giant know that Loki's his son?
I would think that he should do. Hey, you look a bit like the baby that I abandoned a few 100 million years ago.
Millions of years?
I don't know how old Loki is.
That's another thing. They say Asgards can live for a few thousand years.
Asgardians.
Asgardians can live for a few thousand years. If Loki's not an Asgardian,
And he's
how
just
long
a
does
frost
he live
giant.
for?
Well, the frost giant dad's still alive, so maybe frost giants live a long time as well.
So who is his mum? And why did Loki take on the appearance of an Asgardian? They don't cover any of this. They just go,
No,
by the way,
you're a
plot twist.
frost giant. You're not actually an Asgardian.
In the original mythology, Loki's not even brothers with Thor. They're not.
Are they cousins?
No, they're not. They're not siblings.
They're not related
I
at all.
think they're distantly related, possibly, but
Is
they're
this
not brothers.
is this in the Marvel comics or
This is the
in...
original Norse
Oh,
mythology.
we don't care about original content. No.
I'm just telling you.
Well,
But-
keep your facts to yourself, you
Well,
prick. No
so,
one-
why are you so
no one
aggressive all
wants-
of a sudden?
No one wants to hear real things.
Are you backed up? Is that what it is?
How-
Have you not gone in a few days? You're backed up.
How would you survive
You've been
being?
eating stodgy food, haven't you?
How would you survive Loki backstabbing you?
Well, to be honest, I don't get why he didn't just kill Odin. If he wanted to kill Odin, you know when they're
Who,
fighting
Loki or the Frost Giant?
the Frost Giant. Here's why I don't. Why wait until he gets in there when Odin's defenses and you're in the middle of Asgard to kill him?
Because
why
he's
not?
asleep. He's snoring peacefully.
Yes, but why not?
Dreaming of sheep jumping over Asgardian fences.
fuck's sake.
Does
they even have
Asgard
sheep?
have sheep? I don't know.
Must do. They have some sort of woolen clothes, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Asgardian sheep that live for thousands of years.
Yeah.
Magnificent golden furs.
We should get some of those
Let's
magnificent
go get some.
golden
Let's shear some
furs.
golden sheep. But anyway, why didn't he on the beginning of Thor when they arrive on the planet, or the realm, sorry, the Ice Giant's realm,
Yeah, I get
and then they're fighting. Odin comes down on his horse, doesn't he? And he stops them all and takes them back. Why didn't a Frost Giant just like kill Odin then?
because Odin's on a 8-legged horse and he's badass.
Yeah, but if there's a Frost Giant behind him, we could just like find some sort of I can't speak. I was trying to say ice arrow, and I want to go. I was trying to make an F sound, so I was like, throw no ice. Yeah, I know, but I've lost my grasp on basic English. But why didn't a Frost Giant just attack like an ice arrow or something behind Odin, shoot him right in the back of the head while he's distracted, telling Thor off?
Because he's Odin, motherfucker.
Yeah, but would he have stopped it? Would he have even sensed it?
Yes.
Says who?
Says Odin.
Really?
Really?
Because I couldn't sense that Loki was working against him.
No, because that's just his affection for his
Oh,
adopted Tom Hiddleston. That's it.
Odin's out of this.
If I were the frost giant,
Yeah.
Do frost giants have a better sense of smell or anything?
I
You'd be able to sniff him and go, "You smell like a frost giant."
Yeah, they didn't.
Are you
sense
trying
him at all.
to double?
It's only when they grabbed him, weren't it? When one grabbed him, that his skin
he
turned
turned
blue,
blue,
as opposed to turning to ice. He just turned blue, didn't he?
I would be extra cautious then as the frost giant and poke everyone to make sure that they weren't my adopted frost giant son.
I don't think that it registered. That
I would go on Jeremy Kyle with Loki to make sure that he was my son or not my son.
So, well, as a frost giant,
Jeremy Kyle
go
for the
on to
ratings
Loki.
would do this blood test for an Asgardian and a frost giant.
Really?
Yes.
wanna
Mystery
bring
solved.
We're
It's
introducing
true,
Jeremy Kyle into the Marvel universe.
Yes. He would
God.
solve so many problems.
So many disputes.
Actually, he'd probably just make them worse because he's not very
He's got Thor. He's got the Avengers. Sorry. He's got the Avengers, Loki, and the alien army. They're sitting there. They're arguing. So you want to rule the world? You want to do this? My voice is breaking up a bit. Then.
So
God, can you imagine? It'd be horrible.
it would, it wouldn't make for a very good film.
No.
Captain America's up next.
Yep.
And the evil Hydra leader, Red Skull,
Played by Hugo Weaving.
At the end of the film, him and Cap get into a fight on their big old plane. And Cap knocks Red Skull back into the container holding the Tesseract, the cubey thing.
He's then absorbed into it, isn't he?
Yeah.
Does he actually die though, or whether he's transported to another dimension?
Well, Hugo Weaving's not coming back in any other film, so I'm going to say Red Skull is dead.
I'm going to say transported to another dimension.
And suffocates and dies.
Nope, and he's living quite happily on a planet. Because he has a daughter.
Not in the MCU.
Well, he should do.
He should do.
He has a daughter. In what comic was I reading? Wasn't Civil War. I think it was Fear itself.
Yeah, she's called Sim.
Yeah, she's in that.
But she's not in this.
But he's not had it because she's not had her yet. So he goes to his other dimension, gets his funk on some interdimension aliens, comes back and he's like, "Bitch, name's Red Skull. He's my daughter Sin." Oh, yeah.
And he becomes a rapper?
A rapper. No, yeah.
No.
Known as the Red Skull.
No. Just
Yes.
no.
Yes.
How would you survive?
Okay.
Do you know how I would survive?
Why ask me then? Come in with your own suggestion.
Well, because you went, you
All right, you
hesitated.
go first.
I'm jumping in. I wouldn't pick up the glowy thing. You've got your hands full fighting Captain America. Don't take a pause and then pick up the thingamadoodle.
So hang on. He knocks him back into the container that has a Tesseract in it. He then picks up the Tesseract.
Yes.
See, I thought I say again, it's been ages since I've watched that Captain America film. I thought he got knocked back into it and fell onto the Tesseract.
Well, you were wrong.
Oh, apologies.
See, this is what happens when you don't do your homework.
I knew
Chris.
what I was doing. Shut up.
No.
God's sake, he's not a teacher. I get given a homework each week to prepare for the podcast.
Well, it's not
and
hard
I never do it.
homework. If I gave a bunch of kids homework to watch films, they wouldn't complain.
Do you know what? I have done my homework. The last time I did my homework in preparation for the podcast was watching 2012. I was like episode 3 or 4.
I probably put you off. Is he going to make me do shit films every week? I can't be doing with this.
Oh, you know what you should have done? When he got knocked back into it, rather than picking up the Tesseract, he should have kicked it at Captain America. Now, his instincts would have made him just catch it. And
Cap?
Yeah, he would have then been absorbed.
Oh.
As we know, the Tesseract is one of the Infinity Stones.
Yeah.
Because, unless, of course, you know what happens in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Well, Cap holds it and he's righteous enough or whatever.
Well, no,
Cap's not an alien, so he wouldn't have been able
why are you
to
calling
hold
it?
it.
No, it's right. He's holding it. He's part human, part whatever. But
But Cap's not.
Hang on.
Cap's just human.
Let me finish, will you?
I know where you're going with it.
No, you don't, Sonny.
I do.
You don't.
Star-Lord comes in and does a ninja kick or something.
No. So Star-Lord's holding one of the Infinity Stones, and because he's holding hands with the rest, and it shares a power out, which is what one of the guys talks about earlier on in the film.
So you want Captain America to hold Red Skull's hand?
That's what he should have done. No, Red Skull should have grabbed the Tesseract, then held on to Captain America's hand. Yes.
That's the worst.
And then that way it could have taken both of them, or they would have survived. In which case it was
Or they
pointless
would have died, because
doing it in
Red
the first
Skull's
place.
probably dead and he's not
Red
coming
Skull
back.
is coming back
He's
with his
not
daughter. He's getting his
He's
funk on
dead.
interdimensionally. He will return
He
in
had
4-5
He had a
Return
quiet
of the Skull.
ceremony for friends and family, and they buried him.
I don't know why he's coming back
That
in
is
4.
it.
No, he didn't have a quiet ceremony.
He had a quiet ceremony, you know, just
Fuck's
family
sake.
and friends. Nothing special. He kept it low key.
Okay, this is what happened. Oh, Loki!
Low-key.
This is what happened. When he hit the Tesseract, he was actually teleported outside the plane, just outside. He then fell, hit the ice, and was frozen like Cap. He's still in the Arctic, waiting.
He'd have all his bones broken then, because they were pretty high up in that plane.
Yeah, but he's like supercharged, isn't he? If you can go mono and mono with Cap.
Well, let's face it, Cap's not that impressive. He's just a good athlete.
Whoa!
He's a good athlete on steroids.
A good athlete. He's at the peak.
It's like
Plus
fighting
more.
Usain Bolt on steroids.
No. No,
What do you
it's
mean?
nowhere near.
It's exactly the same as fighting Usain
It is
Bolt
nowhere
on
near.
steroids.
He gets in the Avengers. He gets shot in the stomach by one of the aliens. It doesn't even break his skin. It just knocks him down.
Usain Bolt on steroids could be shot by an alien and survive.
You got to be kidding me.
Let's put this to the test. Let's give Usain Bolt a load of steroids and shoot him with an alien gun.
We're going for survival off Chris Evans versus Usain Bolt.
Oh yeah,
That would be terrible.
to go with Quinton David Hasselhoff.
Oh yes, I'm looking forward to that one. So-
People are just turning. David Hasselhoff. What?
So I would survive as the Red Skull by kicking the Tesseract at the Captain, because he would have instinctively probably grabbed that, and then whatever happened to Red Skull would happen to the Captain.
Okay. Then.
What about you?
Well, I've done it.
Did you say you wouldn't fight him?
No,
Was that what you said?
I said I wouldn't touch it.
Oh yeah.
Pay attention, man.
I can't remember.
Moving on.
What we got next?
Final film of Marvel Phase 1. Can you guess what it is?
Is it the Avengers by any
No,
chance?
it's The Adventures of Squirrel Girl.
Oh, that was a great film.
It was brilliant. It
I love that one.
was a girl with a squirrel tail. I don't
Oh.
know enough about Squirrel Girl to...
I doubt there is
Does
a
she
Squirrel
even-
Girl.
Does she even know there is one? Does she have a rogues
Really?
gallery? Yeah.
Really?
I think she's a babysitter or something. I don't know.
What? I'm looking at this when we're done.
It's terrible. Yeah, Avengers. Age of Avengering. Yeah.
No, it's just called the Avengers.
Oh, okay.
Tit.
Main death in
Oh,
this.
actually, it's called. Sorry, quickly interrupt. It's called the Avengers elsewhere in the world.
Are
in
you
America.
dropping another fact?
But over here,
We don't want your facts here.
But over here, I don't know how many of
It's Avengers
international-
Assemble, isn't it?
yes.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Because we'd get it confused with a TV show that was called The Avengers because we're stupid.
That was on like the 70s or the 80s over
Yeah.
here. British show, yeah, called the Avengers. Things about cowboys. I'm not really sure.
No, it's about spies. It's got Joanna Lumley in it.
Oh, really? I thought it was about.
Ye-
Oh, I'm thinking about Magnificent Seven. Sorry.
That's cowboy.
Got them two confused. But yeah, so over here it's called Avengers Assemble.
Yeah. Main death in that is Philip Colson, agent of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Now, we know he dies, but he does come back because you get the spin-off series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.,
Yeah.
in which he stars in.
But he doesn't need to be stabbed in the chest. Would you like me to explain how?
Yeah,
because
because you seem quite wound up by this, so go ahead.
Thor is watching this whole thing. He's in the cage thingy, but he still has eyes. You agree with me that Thor has eyeballs?
Agreed.
And Loki sneaks up behind him.
He's got the he's doing that thing where he projects a hologram of himself.
Yeah, but
Well, not hologram.
can Loki make himself invisible?
Yes, I would think so.
Has it ever happened?
I think it's happened
in
in
the-
Thor.
When?
Right, when they're fighting the ice giants, you know he makes a copy of himself and the ice giant runs off the edge.
But that's just he was
Doesn't-
hiding behind a rock when that happened.
Oh, he's very good at hiding. If he is
He's
the
very
god,
good at.
he's the god of. If he is the god of mischief, right, and he can warp reality around you to give a different appearance, as he does in the Thor Dark World film when he's in his
He
cell.
makes himself look like a piece of wall.
Yeah.
And Thor's just that piece of wall is moving.
God damn.
God
Why is that
Damn
moving?
it!
I'm
That piece
tripping
of
my
wall
balls
is
in here.
moving.
Yes, I would think Loki can make himself. If he can make it look like his hand, make it look like so Thor's hand gets cut off. I'm reckoning he can make himself look invisible.
So you reckon Loki made himself a disembodied hand?
No, I reckon, for fuck's sake.
Just creeping up behind
No,
Colson.
I reckon he made the clone, and then while he was doing that, he was invisible. Then that's when he appeared behind him, reappeared, and just stabbed him. Otherwise, Loki would have, Thor might have been like, "Look out! Why didn't Thor break out of the cage when they were doing that?"
Yeah, he could have done. He had plenty of.
He had the hammer, didn't he?
Yeah.
I would have just done one massive smash, just destroying the entire thing.
Huh? You think this prison
And
could
if-
holdeth me? Of
He doesn't talk like that. Stop saying that.
course he talks like that.
And then, yeah, I would have just whack me hammer down.
Hey
destroyed the
Loki,
entire cage.
it's hammer time.
Oh! It drops it. But yeah. So you had a bit of a rant about Colson's gun as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah. Colson's gun. Firstly, he doesn't know what it does.
Is it? It kind of looks like the weapon of the Destroyer uses from the first Thor film. Like how the actual blast from it goes and stuff.
Oh,
And what it
shoot,
looks
the
like when it actually
yellowing.
starts to fire.
It kind of does a bit, yeah.
So I don't know whether it might be made from technology they salvaged from the Destroyer,
It could have
or
been.
did
but-
Thor turn the Destroyer back? I'm not sure.
My issue with this gun is it's used a few times in Agents of Shield.
Is
the
right?
TV
I don't
show.
know because I've not watched Agents of
No,
Shield.
it doesn't.
I couldn't get into it.
But the gun doesn't work as a gun. It's never killed anyone.
So what does it do?
It just blasts them back. It's a terrible weapon.
So it's a more than useless weapon used against
It's-
Loki in that
it's
instance.
not brilliant. If it can't kill normal people, then it won't be able to. Well, it just sort of knocks Loki back and through a wall, but not that useful. Take a better gun. In fact, take some whips from Whiplash.
Yeah, the
Take
the
them.
whips might have actually been useful in a situation, hitting Loki one of them, destroying his staff maybe.
They probably wouldn't have been.
No, well, you don't know. You can hope, can't you? But I think
I knew these whips would come in handy one day. I can use them as some string for my shoelaces.
Wait, how would you survive as Agent Colson?
Not get stabbed.
Care to elaborate?
By not getting stabbed.
Brilliant. My turn. I would have kept my back to the wall the entire time, knowing I would have been alright. Okay, Loki is the god of mischief. Right?
Don't move.
He is a trickster. His main thing is fooling people, manipulating them, tricking them, etc., etc. I would have kept my back to the wall in an attempt to, so he couldn't come up behind me. Every time
Well, if he can go invisible, then he'd just stab you in the face.
well, I'd be firing that gun off left, right, and bloody centre, just going absolutely nuts, firing a gun everywhere. I probably would have.
You'd miss. You'd hit Thor's
didn't
bit,
he-
and Thor's
yeah.
cage would go down.
Why didn't he shoot
Loki
that?
would be
Would that have not been able to
invisible.
destroy the Thor's cage?
Probably not.
I keep saying Thor's cage. It was designed to contain Hulk, wasn't it?
Thor's cage.
But yeah, I would have gone nuts firing that gun absolutely everywhere. Done more harm than good. Probably taken down
Taking
the
down the
entire ship.
helicarrier, yeah.
But that's how I
Oh,
would survive.
dear.
Your turn.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got stabbed.
Yeah, come on.
No, that's it.
Brilliant.
Right. That's all the Marvel Phase 1 films.
What are we covering Phase 2 next week or not?
Yeah, next week we'll be doing all of Phase 2, including that little film that's coming out called Avengers 2 Age of Iron
Ultron.
Necromancer.
Yeah, that's it. Age of Iron Necromancer.
So that's out next week, and we'll be doing that. Of course, if you're in America, it comes out in May. Hee hee hee. So, end of the show. Chris, it's your bit.
Thank you, everybody. You have been listening to or downloading or streaming We Could Survive That.
Chris, I forgot the contact.
Ah.
If you want to talk to us, you can tweet at us at We Could Survive, or you can send us an electronic mail at wecouldsurvivethat@gmail.com. Continue the outro.
Thank you. You have been listening to We Could Survive That, your weekly survival guide to the movies. Thank you for downloading, streaming, or just in general listening to the show.
Or just looking at a picture of the
Or
show.
looking at the pictures, at the album artwork, anything like that. We all love it. As Jack said, please send any information to... You've got the contact details. Send in any information, any queries, questions, complaints.
But don't send in facts.
Or facts.
We hate facts.
We hate facts. But thank you very much for listening. And we will say, there.
Just say goodbye.
My tongue messed up. Goodbye, everybody.